start the recording of the session also. Okay, so we are going to look at more positions. So we had in level 2 we had looked at 18 positions. I walked through 8 or 9 positions. I had left another 8 or 9 as homework. I don't know how many of you have done it. But if you have not done it also, I mean, there was an opportunity to do it in the last week or 10 days. I hope you have utilized it. And there are these, again, there are 18 more positions. We probably will not be able to go through all of them, but let us go through some of them. And remaining one, you please diligently do the homework and practice. Okay, fine. Okay, let us look at, first is this position. This is the position, white to play. Think properly and tell me what will be your move. You can type on the chat. Think properly.
Sir, my move will be king f5 if I'm playing from white.
Who is this?
Uday.
Uday. Okay, king f5. Huh? Okay, all right. Tejas is saying king f4. Okay.
Sir, I would play any move, but the king should not be adjacent to the white pawn, so that the next move it can support it.
I think Madhura has got the right thinking behind the king f5. Okay, so king f5 is the right move. And what happens to you if you play king f4? King f4 is a blunder. Okay, king f4 is a blunder because black will play king d3. Okay, so now you realize what is going to be the now next move. Now if you see white, what will he will play? Now he is going to lose the pawn. King f4 is still protecting the pawn, fine, but black plays king d3. Now it is white's move. Okay, now white's move. White is no longer able to make a move which and continue to defend the e3 pawn. So white will have to move away. Black will win the e3 pawn plus come and support the e4 pawn of his own, which is going to then run down and become a queen, right? So king f5 is the right move in this position. Okay, because it is attacking the black pawn but still having one more move in hand, so that next time black defends it, then he's able to. So again, what is going to happen after king f5 is black will have to play king to d3 because he has to defend it. There is only one way to defend the pawn. After that, white king will come to f4 and then force black to move. Now whatever was the situation with white, now that will happen with black. Now black will have to let go of the pawn and then white will win that pawn and then he will queen the e3 pawn because the king is ahead of the pawn. King will always be able to, if king is behind the pawn, you may or may not be able to win, but if the king is ahead of the pawn, then you will be able to win it properly. Okay, now let us, now that you know this, what if it is black to play? Same position, think that it is black to play. What will be your move? King d2, correct. I think Sai Pranav, yes. Abhinav, yes, you got the idea. King d2, attack the white pawn, but still keep one move in hand. Now white will be forced to come to king d2, king f4, and after that black king will come to d3 and force away the white king again. Right? So king d2 is the right move. It is black to move. See how it is extremely simple positions. Also, there are possibilities for blundering away. Right? Okay. Now let us look at, I will not look at each and every position. So maybe let me look at whether position 3. Okay, let us look at position 3. Position 2, I will leave it to you
So,
to
but isn't there a check at KD2?
sorry, you are saying about the first position or Okay, I think yeah. Okay, so we are looking at position number 3 now. It is black to move. Look at it carefully and tell me what will be your move. Yeah, white is always, I mean, the square coordinates have been given, right, in all the diagrams. So you know what is A, B, C, D. So you know which is. So if the coordinates are not given, then you have to make the guess, but mostly you can guess it which side is which. But here, though, everywhere 1, 2, 3, 4 and A, B, C, D is everything is given. So you know. So okay, so tell me in the position 3, what will be your move if you are black?
Black queen captures the knight.
Black
On
queen captures the knight. Who is this? Sai Pranav or who?
Madhura.
Madhura. Okay, okay. Black queen captures the knight. Anybody else has yet any other suggestion?
Okay, wait, the rook can pin the queen. So that was a wrong move. Sorry.
Queen crosses e4. Tejas also is with you. He says queen takes e4.
Sir, it can't be queen takes e4 because then the rook will. No, sir, it can't. So nothing.
Rook cannot come to e1 because there is no defense. There is
Yes.
the knight has not jumped to f3.
Yes,
So
sir.
rook cannot come and pin the queen. No, rook will not pin. And the queen is also not controlling the e1 square. So rook is defenseless on e1.
Answer will be rook e1. Then what
Rook e1,
will
then queen.
black do?
Oh, now you are saying no. Queen takes first. It is black's move. Are you saying first black?
Oh, black's move.
Yeah.
It's, but it's who to win from which?
No. Nobody is to win. I am just asking you if black were to move. Let us see whether you are able to make a blunderless move or you are going to blunder. Nobody is to win. I mean, I am just asking what is the if black were to play, what will be your move?
I think you would take the knight.
Okay. Queen takes e4 is the choice from Madhura, from Tejas, and anybody else?
I think so. We should focus on development right now.
It is already fairly well developed, right? I think
Yeah,
black
I'm
is
just
fairly
this,
well developed.
But then the white,
QE5.
I mean the black.
Okay, so I think fine. Let us look at it. So many of you think it is queen takes e4. It is very tempting because you think that you are going to win a piece, right? And but what happens? Okay, let us see. Queen takes e4. Okay, rook to d8 check, sacrificing the rook. Okay, what can black play?
So black will capture the rook with the knight.
With the knight, it cannot capture because the knight is pinned by the white queen.
No, sir. After that, when the black king will cross the rook, it'll take the rook.
Wait. First, I am asking. Queen takes e4. I am saying rook to d8 check. What is black's move after this?
King has to capture the rook because
King has to capture the rook. After that,
Yes.
white.
And then bishop cross f6, and then we can grab the queen.
Okay, that is there. But yeah, that is bishop takes f6, and then you capture the black queen.
Yeah, but sir, if black king plays e7, then we can capture again.
Then
And then
queen
we'll
takes
get the
queen check. Again, knight cannot capture back because knight is pinned.
Yeah.
So can you see? Queen takes e4, rook to d8 check. If king takes d8, then bishop takes f6, followed by queen takes e4. White will be one queen up against a knight. Okay, but if the king on rook to d8,
Sir, the pawn
to
can capture
e7.
the bishop.
Sorry.
So the pawn can capture the bishop.
No, I didn't understand when you are saying.
Sir, he's saying that once the bishop captures the knight, the pawn can capture the bishop, but then the queen will still capture the queen.
Yeah, queen will still capture because the queen is defenseless, right? Yeah. And king to e7 also does not help because king continues to be on the diagonal where the bishop is there. So pinning the knight, and hence the black queen will still perish. Right? So again, what was the thing? You made a move which apparently looked okay, but then After that, what happens after that? You have to think back again, because the opponent has got a opponent's checks again and captures you have to look at. So in this position, if you systematically go by the technique, then you have to note down after you make queen to e4, what all can white do, and if there was a check, you should have looked at the check. It's another matter right now. If you looked at the king take rook to d8, king takes d8, you did not realize that there was a pin, but most probably you would have realized after that, because you have to see what happens after that, right? So this is a illustration of how things happen, and actually this has happened now in a game, so it is not like some imaginative thing. It is, these are the kind of things that happen, especially at expert level, because experts are able to uh, find each other's tactics really, this one, I mean mistakes, right? Uday, you remember our game 2 days back?
Yes,
Bishop.
when I had planned a good strategy, but then you played a simple move which I didn't see, and then I lost the game.
Yeah. So it
If you would have
happens.
done that one move late, I would have won the game actually.
Exactly. It was like, it is always, that is the thing. I mean, I know you were threatening my king, king side castle, and you were threatening bishop takes h3, queen takes g2, those kind of things.
I was
But
so focused on defeating you, I didn't see the simplest threat ever.
yeah, it happens. But see, I mean, that is why you have to look at what is the this one. Okay. So now let us look at this very interesting position. Okay, position number 4. White to move. What would be your move?
Bishop h6.
Bishop h6, right? Threatening
Then-
mate.
Bishop h6.
But that is back rank mate if it's bishop h6 into a1 checkmate.
Correct. So bishop h6 is very tempting, because you are thinking that, oh, queen g7 mate next move. But here, before, like what happens? Like you go to try to checkmate black, but instead black next move does not even given a chance. Queen to a1. You
Then
come back
queen
with the
takes a1.
queen takes a1, then rook.
Then rook takes a1.
Rook takes a1. Bishop to c1. Rook takes c1. Checkmate.
Checkmate, sorry.
Right. Okay, so bishop h6 does not work. Look at it if something else works. Is it something else? Rook e3, huh? Somebody is saying rook
Bishop
e3, bishop
b2.
to b2. Bishop b2. Okay, bishop b2 now takes control of the a1 square, right? Double force on that.
But then
Unfortunately,
e1
that is
checkmate.
Unfortunately, it is still checkmate, because queen to e1 checkmate.
So
Yeah.
just play.
But if it's bishop to b2, the queen
Let
can
me just play
take
g3.
by f8.
Queen to e1, bishop to b2, queen to e1 checkmate.
So we can just play g1. I mean g3.
G3. Okay, so you are making way for the king. G3, queen e1. Okay, queen e1 check, and then followed by capturing the bishop on c1. Right?
Rook
But
e3.
also the rook's in danger on h3 as well.
Sorry, rook goes on.
Also,
Yeah.
rook on h3 is also in danger.
Yeah, rook on h3 is also on danger. Correct.
Rook e3.
Rook e3.
Rook
Okay.
c3.
Rook d3 does not help, because queen e1 will come. Rook e3 looks good because it is controlling the e square, and
If it's
what-
rook e3, the queen can actually never mind.
queen cannot come to e1 anymore. Queen can go to a1, but queen
Yeah.
takes a1, rook takes a1. It is like okay, rook will come to e1 again, and you will not win the bishop. You will also not win the anything. So rook takes e3 is a good defensive move, right? But see, two very tempting moves: bishop h6 and bishop b2. both of them turned out to be blunders, right? So rook e3 is a good move. I think it is probably, I was also trying to see if there is any other way that you can make out, but I think looks like rook e3 is the relatively the best move that you can. All right, fine. Now let us go to the next position. Let us look at this position. It is white to move.
Bishop takes f5, h5.
Bishop takes h5, g takes.
Then queen takes h3 rook.
So we
Oh,
can
queen takes h3 rook, then queen takes queen.
Yeah, queen
Yeah.
takes queen. Queen can't take the h3 rook.
Bishop takes h5, g takes h5.
Then after g takes h5, we can give a check by queen h6.
Yes.
Queen h6 check, okay.
And then still we protecting the rook because
Then
the knight is
king
now gone.
King to e7 after that.
Then queen to 7.
Nandan, are you suggesting queen h6 as the first move? Then directly
No, sir. Queen
oh, queen
Not
h6
as the first
check.
move, sir.
Takes h5.
Queen,
So
yeah,
queen h6 after the bishop captures the knight.
no. Shri, this one Nandan is suggesting queen h6 first, right?
Oh, okay.
Queen h6 is okay, thinkable. Matlab king to, I don't know, maybe f7, huh? King to f7 maybe. But queen h6 looks okay, huh? Matlab it is not a, it's not, doesn't look blunder. Then pin the queen. How, which one?
No, that pin queen won't work if queen because king can just go back to protect the queen.
Yeah, I mean, that is there. It is not. In fact, black king will be happy to come out of the
Because
last
the queen
row,
just like
because then
one.
what is happening is actually black king is happy to come to f7 because after that he plans rook to g8. Okay, rook to g8 for black is a strong move because the g file is likely to open up and white king is on that file, right? So black rook will want to come on g8. So okay, I think you are any other suggestion? Nobody is thinking about the pawn on e5.
So we can capture it from
Kill the pawn on e5.
king.
Kill the pawn on e5. So d
pawn
takes e, f takes e. After that,
Yeah, and then queen.
Then queen
Queen
check.
to
queen
f3.
check. Yeah, then queen check. Then maybe king f7. Huh?
So we can do a check from queen f3 also.
Queen f3 also you can give a check. You can give a check on king queen f3, but then king will go to e7. It's okay. It's certainly not a blunder. So I just wanted to ensure that you look at these two, three pitfalls were there. I think now you have figured out. See, you cannot let go of the rook on h3. If your queen simply moves and doesn't protect, then the black queen can take rook on h3. And there was one more trap was there. I mean, I would say trap or pitfall. See, whoever was saying bishop takes h5, right? Bishop takes h5, g takes h5. After that, if you take rook takes h5, okay, then there was a trap because queen to g4 check, and then queen will pick up the rook on h5. Okay, so that was one more pitfall was there. If you thought you are going to win a pawn that way, you don't win it because you actually lose a rook. Then the other thing was if d takes e, f takes e. If queen takes, again, queen cannot take e, obviously cannot take the e5 pawn again because rook to, I mean, queen goes, queen h3 falls, right? The h3 rook falls. So yeah, I mean, there were things like this. So I think you have to evaluate your things properly. And just so this was just again an illustration to look at. Means while you are busy looking at, see in here, what is the thing? It looks like black king is in danger. It is open, and it is what you call. You are getting some attack. Maybe you are possible to win a pawn, etc. But at the same time, your own position is also weak. The rook on h3 is weak. The g file being open, the king can come on weak, etc. So you have to be very careful when, and there are sometimes the check and the double attack comes, and you can also lose, right? So you have to be careful. So of when you look at the move. So let me look at maybe something else. Let us look at one or two positions before we close. Okay. Let us look at number 8. Number 8, white to play.
Queen captures e5.
Queen captures e5. This thing jumps out of the thing because of the pin tactic, right? That's what you banked on, right, Madhura? Queen takes e5 because if d takes e5, then rook will take the queen on d7.
Yeah.
So it's a queen exchange.
No, it's not a queen exchange. It is a white will be one bishop up.
Yeah, bishop up.
Right? So not just a queen exchange, but white will be one clean bishop up. Any other thoughts? Anyone else? Any other move?
Pawn to g3.
Pawn to g3, knight will simply capture the queen.
Oh.
Do you realize that the queen is under attack currently?
I think queen captures e5 is the best move.
Looks like the best move, right?
Yeah.
But what if I play queen to g4? Black, I play queen to g4.
Then after that, white
Queen
can.
captures the white queen.
Do you
Then
see
white queen can go to e5.
It is already, white queen has already gone to e5, right? You said white
Then
queen
I
will
went
capture the
f5.
e5. Where?
So see, like first the queen captures e5.
Yeah.
Then black plays
Queen to
g4.
Queen to
Queen
g4.
I meant. And then white plays queen to f5.
f5. Then queen to g2, checkmate. Black will give checkmate. And if you try to save the checkmate, then I will very casually capture your queen on D pawn will capture the queen on e5. So you saw actually queen to e5 is a blunder. Queen to e5 is a blunder because of not just a bad move, it is a blunder because it is losing a queen for a bishop actually. After queen g4, what do you do? there is, you have to save the checkmate. And after you save the checkmate, then the white's queen will be lost, captured on e5, right? So always be careful, even when you think that it is all. And see, I cannot tell this enough, because I cannot tell, because it's not that I get 100% right. Okay, it is everybody does blunders. Okay, only thing is that the level of how much depth you think and get a blunder. Grandmasters might create a blunder which is maybe exploitable after 5 moves. Okay. And while we might make a move which is like next move only it is exploitable. That is the difference. But blunders we all make. It is and it is a constant struggle. Okay, so I mean, do not whip yourself if you make a blunder. But that is why that entire my focus, I think, in the last 15-20 days has been on. I asked you to do your own blunder analysis, right? Look at the Lichess analysis, look at the blunders, classify them, see when do you make the blunders, etc. Is it in the opening, middle game? What type of a blunder it is? I asked you to classify it as type 1, type 2, type 3. Right? All of this is to get to systematically start taking discipline of the mind. See, only a discipline of the mind is going to help prevent blunder. Apart from that, it is all natural talent. Like if you are a gifted player, then obviously you will find most of these things, and you will, like Anand would have, I mean, without even thinking, he would have probably thought of all of these things. Means not even thought consciously. He would have never thought of queen to e5, because immediately his senses will pick it. But all of us are not Vishwanathan Anand. So we have to discipline our mind and get it. Queen H, already queen is on h5, so it cannot go on h5. Oh, you are saying after queen h4? Yeah, h4 maybe, yes. So
What about queen f5?
Queen f5, then yeah, it's okay. Matlab, see, queen f5, queen h4, these are all okay moves. Okay, matlab, correct. I mean, now that you know, see, the whole point is with, I mean, not falling into the blunder first time. See, after knowing the blunder, obviously will make some other move, right now. But would you have not made the queen takes e5, knowing that you can probably win a piece, right? That is what it takes. So now that you know that trap there, obviously you will find some other move, which is okay. Queen h3, no, knight takes h3. Oh, what are you saying? Okay, so I think that is pretty much my thing. I think we will have one more session tomorrow, which was the schedule for this week, and we are going to look at French defense. So that was the theme why all of us are playing those themed tournament games in Lichess currently. So I will send out the handout tomorrow morning. Plus, you can look at Wikipedia also on French defense, right? So tomorrow 9 p.m. again we will meet for the Zoom class. I think like today, I will set up the practice arena around it. So those who want to play can play it. Those who want to play for some time and then let it go, that is completely okay. That's why I've kept it for 2 hours, so that in between 45 minutes will be for the class. So rest of the time we are. So now I'm planning to play some games now on the arena. So let us see. So okay, so I'm going to stop record.